Hello, it's me Bolty again, and today I have something really interesting for you. One of my followers got into contact with me telling me that they had been reached out to by someone using the name James Charles. He went on to say that he is in fact the real James Charles, and of course started to get much closer to Jamie, my subscriber. Big mistake. James said that he frequently uses a James Charles fan Discord that the account in question was also in. He also said the account was acting suspiciously when messaging him, so he gave me full access to his account so that I could read through the messages and see what this supposed James Charles was really up to. But before we jump into today's video, I'd like to show you guys something you're gonna love. Today's video sponsor, Switchcraft. Switchcraft is a mobile game that will have you hooked. I started playing it and I'll be honest, I cannot stop. Let me give you a quick rundown here. Switchcraft is a match 3 game. You have a large grid of different colored items and you need to move pieces to match. But this one has some great differences to other games. You can match things in a grid of 4 and even formations in the shape of an L. And when you get higher numbers in your matches, you get small power-ups that help you take out multiple blocks all at once. By the way, my favorite is the frog that jumps to other blocks. I just think he's a pretty neat guy. That's just me. Something else that really sets this game apart is that it feels much more than just a game. Think of it as a playable graphic novel. The visuals of this game are beautiful. It's got a real hand-painted aesthetic that is super easy on the eyes, and it's actually pretty relaxing to look at. And Switchcraft also has an excellent story behind it. The narrative of the game gives it so much more depth than just matching colors together. With writing that's worthy of being on TV and world building that will really make you feel as if you're part of the game, this is definitely something you want to get involved in. With a wide range of really well-written characters representing all walks of life, from different cultural backgrounds, disabilities, and also a lot of LGBTQIA+, there's definitely a lot to unpack, and the mystery of the disappearance of Lydia. On that note, be sure to comment below telling me who you think the prime suspect is. I've got a bad feeling about Professor Shirazi. I cannot recommend this game enough, and if you want to get involved, then head down to the first line in the description or the pinned comment to find my custom link to download the game straight to your phone. You will have a ton of fun, and also really help out the channel too. But with all that being said, let's jump back into the video. The conversation started with the alleged James Charles saying, "Hey sister, how are you doing?" I'm sorry, my voice is so bad for that. And Jamie responded very excited with, "OMG, hello!" Followed by, "Is this real?" He's clearly super hyped to receive a message from James Charles, who he clearly looks up to. James said, "Yes, of course it is." Really trying to sell himself here. Jamie replied with, "I can't believe this, why me?" He really was excited. "Once a week I pick someone I see in Discord who's been active." Jamie messaged, "I'm a huge fan, thank you for picking me." Still very clearly in shock that he'd even been picked. James then said, "Thank you for supporting me." This seems like a very basic interaction between a fan and an influencer. I can't lie, but I'm honestly dreading what's to come. Jamie continued saying, "Always, you're my favorite. I watch all of your videos and have some of your palettes as well." James responded, "Oh, thank you. That's great. Which palettes do you have?" Jamie said, "I have the Artistry palette and the Sister Collection palette." Hey, he really showed himself to be a big fan. James messaged saying, "Amazing. Which is your favorite?" This is still progressing exactly how I'd imagine a normal conversation would go. "Definitely Artistry." To which James Charles replied saying, "Ah, good choice." It's obvious from what I was told that this is not James Charles, despite what it looks like. So considering all that, this is kind of a different level of weird. Like, whoever this is really knows their stuff. Jamie continued to lose his mind over what was happening, saying, "I still can't believe this is happening." James said, I love seeing people's reactions when I message." "Oh, I bet people get very excited about it." James then said, "They always do. It's why I do it. Your reaction has been the best so far." It's starting to feel like this James Charles is kind of trying to butter Jamie up. Like he's really starting to try and make him feel comfortable very fast. Jamie excitedly said, "Really?" and got met with a fast reply saying, "Yeah, 100%. No one comes close." It's clear that Jamie is a big fan. He then said, "I'm so surprised. I just really love your work." And James then said, "Thank you. The conversations normally don't last this long either." With that message, it's kinda clear he's really trying to make Jamie feel special. Jamie responded, "Really? I never want this to end." Which James responds saying, I'm enjoying this too." And Jamie said, "That's like the best thing I've ever been told." Still clearly in shock about what's happening right now. That's a funny response. James then says to Jamie, "I love this energy you're bringing." Another compliment that kind of felt out of place to me. I'm still just in shock. James then double messaged saying, "That's so sweet." And, "So, why don't you tell me more about yourself?" This is the question that often leads these preds down a very slippery path, so even reading just that, I'm super nervous. Jamie answered, "Well, where to start? My name's Jamie, I'm a 15-year-old art student and a wannabe makeup artist." Obviously, James Charles would attract young and underage fans because he comes across as friendly and bubbly, but from the perspective of this, if he keeps digging, it's a massive red flag. James then said, "That's so cool. You want some of my tips?" Jamie quickly said, "Yes, please," eager as anyone would be in his position. James then lists 4 simple tips. Be yourself, be confident, make exciting content, and sell your sexy. Okay, the first 3 are fine, but telling a 15-year-old to sell their sexy is very bad. I can kinda see why Jamie contacted me here. Not sure I have any of that, haha, but thank you for the help though. Jamie responded with those 2 messages and he comes across as very uncomfortable, honestly. James then messaged, "No problem, but you do. You're one of my fans and I can just tell you do." Again, this at first glance is fine, but he's meant to have a young audience, so saying his fan has it, is very suspicious in all honesty. Jamie replied with, "I'm not. Sure, I struggle with all of that, especially the confidence part." And he's doing the smart thing, trying to focus on one of the normal tips there. Then James messaged, saying, "Oh, don't worry about the confident. It's your sexy I'm talking about." Despite Jamie's best efforts, it's been right back to the sexy thing. God, ugh. I'm even less sure about that. I don't really think it's something I should be focusing on right now, Jamie said, and it's a very responsible and mature answer, won't lie. But of course, James said, "Why? I bet you're very sexy." That sentence makes me so uncomfortable. Ugh. Jamie then said, it's just something at my age I don't really think about." James replied saying, "You should. The earlier you learn about it on in your makeup journey, the quicker you'll advance yourself." I just don't like the way he's making things sound here. Like, it's just unfair on Jamie. This isn't his career. Yet, at least. I'd rather focus on doing other people's makeup than selling myself. The whole time, Jamie is coming across like someone who knows what he wants. James then double messaged, saying, "Well, that's okay, but you could take yourself to another level by focusing on yourself. And I can just tell that you would be excellent, just from your energy." Every now and again, his messages don't come across as creepy, but still just unsettling with the context now. Jamie just continued pretending to be mature, saying, "Maybe I can think about it down the line when I'm a little older." James said back, "I like that, a guy with a career plan." Similar to the last message, it's not outright wrong, but still not something you should say to a 15-year-old. I can tell at this point Jamie is getting very uncomfortable, as he just said, I guess. And then James messaged, "It's one of the things I look for in a person." Now that is something you definitely shouldn't be telling a 15-year-old fan. That's just inappropriate. Jamie then said, "It must be a good quality then." And James said, "Very, a man with a plan." Jamie messaged, "Haha, yeah." And then James wanted more and asked, "So tell me more about you then, Jamie. I want to know everything." It was at this point that Jamie got in contact with me, and we chatted and decided that I would take over since Jamie just did not feel comfortable with how the conversation was going. And he had suspicions that it was a fake account. Okay, so now I've taken over. I needed to give the reason why the conversation had slowed down, so I just said, "Hey, sorry, I had to quickly help my mom with something." I then followed it with, "There's not much more to say. Nothing special." James then said, "Well, I'm sure there is. I know there is." He's coming across as quite desperate. I just restated what Jamie said earlier. I said, "I'm interested in makeup and I like art." And James replied, "I know, but the juicy stuff, like relationships and things like that, I can help you with." I don't get how someone could be interested in that information about a 15-year-old. I just don't. I wanted to move past his question, so I said, "I've never been in a relationship, haha. Haven't met someone I would want to be with yet." But he kept it going. "Well, that's a shame. So many people are missing out on you, Jamie." And since he wasn't giving up, I entertained him. I said, "Maybe, but it's not something I've been interested in." James said, "Maybe it's time for you to start exploring your options." I was curious as to what he meant by that, so I said, "Options? Feel free to suggest some, ha." And he said, "Anyone in your school?" I told him, "Nah, I don't get along with many people from school." And he changed up and said, "Well, in that case, I'm your only option then." Okay, I can't believe he just actually said that. Like, he just took a shot with a 15-year-old. That's absolutely disgusting. I responded, "You?" And he instantly said, "Yeah, of course me." Like, he's making me feel sick. This is not okay. I said back, "I'm not too sure about that." And he again instantly said, "Well, who would ever turn me down though?" Like, is he really trying to make sure I know he's something special? It's a little sad. I then wanted to give him just another chance just to stop all this garbage, saying, well, since I'm only 15, it does not feel right to be talking about this. And then the message, well, who cares about any of that nonsense? Struck me like a ton of bricks. This man, real or fake, is awful. I'm glad it's me saying this and not Jamie, to say the least. I replied, I kinda do, and he responded, you would really let age get in the way of an opportunity of a lifetime? Opportunity? This guy thinks way too much of himself, especially if he's fake. I mean, it's a total joke. I didn't waste any time messaging back saying, I mean, it's illegal. And then he put, only if people find out, and that. Really the wrong time to use a winky face, man. It's just plain wrong. Simple as that. I told him it would be hard since my parents would like to know, and he replied, just say you're, meeting your favorite YouTuber. They wouldn't even be close to knowing. At this point, he's just making himself look so desperate, oh my god. I set him straight, saying, I don't think I want that, and he said, want what? My money, my fame, my looks? What is there stopping us then? I don't think this is the real James Charles, and I can only hope he would never do this. Ugh. I told him I'm really not comfortable with this, and he said, well, that's okay. We said earlier you need to work on your confidence. I'll help you do that. I responded saying, how is doing something I don't want to do going to help? James then said, I can show you things and teach you things. I really hate statements like this, like they never lead anywhere good and never have good intentions. So then I sent back, question mark? He elaborated, I can show you areas of a person you wouldn't have seen. I told him that doesn't sound appropriate, because it really doesn't, and he needs to be told that. James then tells me, everyone says the first time is fine. This is becoming too much. It's enough to make anyone sick. I told him, I really think we should stop this. And he said, why? Let's keep going, no one's getting hurt. That tells me everything. What about Jamie? He's getting hurt. I messaged back saying, none of this feels right. Our fake James Charles friend then said, it'll make you feel amazing. I'll show you all the confidence you'll ever need. And I will make you realize there is much more to your body than you ever knew. Now this is just too far. The fact that whoever this is typing all this and can sit there and say that to an underage child is absolutely disgusting. I had to try and put a stop to this. I just said, I don't want to keep this chat going much longer. He then replied back asking me, don't be silly. How about you show me what you look like? There was no chance. I said, I don't send pictures online, sorry. James then said, not even to your favorite sister? Thinking about it more, you'd think he would have said that phrase more to a fan since, you know, he's James Charles, but no, I guess not. A little odd, to say the least. Anyways, I just told him, no, sorry. He said, I'll send you a picture of me back. It really just makes me so uncomfortable reading these messages. I thought I'd give him a test and say, well, that doesn't make sense. I can just look a picture of you up on Google. And he said, not a picture like this, however. And then he sent me a picture. And I can't even tell you what this picture is. It's awful. No one should have been exposed to this picture. The only thing I can say for sure is that this is 100% not James Charles. Not even close. He also sent, no, someone like that back, please, Jamie. I've already told him I don't send pictures, and he knows Jamie is 15, and he's still desperate for a picture. Like, good God, it is upsetting to know people can be like this. I messaged James saying, that doesn't even look close to how James Charles looks. And he said to me, what do you mean? Of course it does, that's me. I'm still convinced based on that picture that it isn't him, so I just said, okay, if you say so. James then said, yes I do, it's not that hard. Now please, just send one back. He reeks of desperation, and it's only getting worse and worse the more he keeps talking. I told him, no, I've already said I don't do this. And James asked, well, how can we resolve this problem then, Jamie? Problem? The only problem right now is this guy. He is the problem. I said to James, there's nothing I want to do to resolve this. I'm not sure about the game plan from here. I need to keep going, but I don't want to go too far. Like, ugh. He responded, come on, please, Jamie. He has resorted to begging a 15-year-old for pictures. Might I remind you? I messaged back, if you keep going, I'm gonna have to stop this altogether. He replied, there's no need for any of that. How about we call each other so we can talk easier? Well, I mean, hey, that's a good idea. I think that might be a good way of getting to the bottom of who this creep is. So I responded, yeah, okay, we can call. When do you want to? So this is the plan. I'm gonna keep talking to him and try and find out more information on whether he's real or not, and we'll see how things go. Wish me luck.
Hey, sister.
Hello?
Wow, you even sound hot, don't you, Jamie?
I don't know if you should be saying that.
Why not? Earlier you seemed like my biggest fan. I thought you would want to be complimented by me.
Well, compliments are fine, but not ones that cross the line like that.
Still going on about age. Look, I'm only 21. It's not even a big age gap. Ugh, you are making this so much bigger than it needs to be.
The gap isn't the problem. It's the fact that I'm 15. It's underage. It's just wrong. But wait, isn't James Charles like 22 or something?
Oh, oopsie, sister. Yeah, I am. It was just my birthday, so still trying to remember. You know how it can be.
Okay. Well, when was your birthday?
Like a couple weeks ago.
But I thought your birthday was in May, like last year.
Doesn't really even matter. I'm just getting confused. It must have been a family member's birthday or something.
In a couple of months.
Are you looking forward to being 16?
Yeah, I guess so. I think it'll still just feel like I'm 15, you know?
You're funny, Jamie. Do you think 16 is still too young for you to be with me?
Yeah. I mean, I'll still be a minor.
But if we both want it, why would it matter either way? Who's gonna stop us?
Hang on, who said that's what I want?
I did. I can tell it's what you want. I can feel it coming from deep within you.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
Excuse me? I'm never wrong. All of the sisters know this.
Well, I'm sorry, but I think this time you certainly are.
Just go back and look at my picture, and that should change your mind.
I really don't want to see that picture again.
That's just rude. Jamie, don't be so disrespectful to someone who could literally change your life.
It's also rude to send someone a picture like that without them asking for it.
Well, I'm sorry, but I would appreciate it if you would also stop being rude, sister. Why don't you just ask me nicely for a photo so I can send you another one?
No thank you. I don't want any more pictures of you.
I will save it for later then. I will change anything and improve it for you. Jamie, whatever you want from me, I will give you.
Anything?
Anything, baby.
Okay, I do have one question then.
What is it, sister?
Okay, who are you? I'm really not sure what to think, but I'm like 99% sure you are not who you say you are.
There you are being rude again. I am James Charles. That's what my name says, and that's who I've always been. It's very upsetting that you keep doubting this. I'm here trying to impress you, and you just keep knocking me down.
Well, I think it's a very valid question. I don't feel James Charles would treat someone the way you're treating me. I mean, it's actually awful, okay? You don't even look like James. Like, you don't really even sound like him that much either. Like, what am I meant to think here?
You are meant to think that I'm James Charles because that is who I am.
I just can't believe you. I need some proof.
I don't know how much more you need. You can see my account, hear my voice, and see my picture. It's clearly me.
What? I've literally just said all of those reasons are points to why I don't trust you.
Well, tell me what I need to do then, Jamie. That's all I want, please.
Okay, well, why don't you turn your camera on so I can see your face live then?
Oh, why would I do something that I know you won't do back? I know for a fact that you won't let me see your beautiful face.
Because I'm not the one pretending to be a famous YouTuber here.
Well, I don't want to do that.
You were very happy to send me pictures a minute ago. What's the difference?
I've just had enough of giving you everything with nothing in return. Not even a picture of you.
That's because it's wrong for me to send anything. It makes me feel very uncomfortable that you keep asking me for pictures at all.
Who cares about that? This is true love.
No, this is nothing.
You can't keep denying love. You can't stop it.
You don't even know how old James Charles is and when his birthday is. That's a pretty key thing to know about yourself, is it not?
It was an honest mistake. So I forgot my birthday. I'm so busy.
I don't believe you.
Please, Jamie, tell me what I need to do.
I've already said, James, turn your camera on.
Is there anything else I can do instead for you?
Nope. Just one click to turn on your webcam, please.
Why does it even matter who I am?
Excuse me?
Sorry, I meant, why do you even think it's not me?
Okay, no, that's enough. Tell me who you are, or, I guess I can just report you for impersonating a celebrity. That's nowhere near the worst of what you've done thus far.
Who the fire truck do you think you are?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
You will never know. You're pathetic, Jamie. I can see why you've never had a relationship.
Oh my god, you're such a creep. I'm not even Jamie. He asked me to take a look at you because you seem suspicious, and he was absolutely right.
What the hell? You're such a loser. Who do you think you are, the internet police? No, just a wannabe. You disgust me.
Oh my god. Actually, no. You're the only creep here. I'm here to protect Jamie and report you to the appropriate authorities because you need to be stopped from being so creepy to kids online, especially while posing as an influencer.
Well, joke's on you, loser. I'm going to sue you for impersonating a young child.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to see how that goes for you.
I'm glad you will be off the internet forever, you weirdo.
Oh, what the hell? How am I the creep? Okay, well guys, that was definitely a weird one, I won't lie. I'd like to thank you all for watching this far into the video, and if you have gotten this far, please be sure to let me know in the comments below. And also, don't forget to check out Switchcraft using my link in the description. And with all that being said, guys, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.